We just rode the Horsham Power Line Trail, and here's what you need to know before you go. We often stop here at the E. Carl Kohler Park.
There is full bathrooms and usually it's very crowded.
It is a really big parking lot, as you can see behind me, but you can see it's also full, and that's because a lot of soccer games go on here. So if you find this one to be really busy, there's another parking lot we'd like to show you.
Where we started was kind of like a mile in. If you go right, it actually will hit pretty much a development, so we never really go that way. The part that we rode was about 5 miles long. The entire trail is probably more like 6 miles long. The trail is completely paved the entire way, and actually it is very maintained. I will say one area where we went off the trail a little bit actually, it was very riddled with nuts from the squirrels throwing them down. So we're riding in the end of September. So obviously other times of the year, it's not like that. But along the trail itself, it's really nice.
Another thing I like about being along the trail is that this is a neighborhood trail, and so there's going to be a lot of people on the trail, and they provide a lot of different benches to sit on. So if you're out there for a long walk or even for a ride, you can just stop and rest on these benches.
Yeah, it's nice.
One thing to keep in mind is that you're going to cross a lot of roads because this isn't a neighborhood area. Yeah. There's going to be plenty of times it says to stop and dismount, so just be ready and definitely geared down so that you're ready to cross the street. This is definitely a trail for kids, very, very safe the whole time. And
except for crossing some of those roads. Yeah, you do obviously need to be careful there.
Yeah.
If it's a really hot day, this is going to be a hot ride. First, you're obviously on pavement. And there really isn't a lot of shade, except for that one area that we went off the trail. That was nice and shaded, but pretty much the rest of it, you're in full sun. All right, if you want a flat ride, this is not the trail for you. This is a very hilly ride. I will say the hills aren't horrible, but they definitely are gonna get you to the point of gearing way down. So if you want a good workout, this is a good one to do. Okay, so Kari, would you ride this trail again?
Yeah, I would. It's definitely a great trail for a workout. So if you want to get in some hills and do a workout, it's definitely great for that.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. It's a nice trail. It's wide enough to ride next to each other, but it's also kind of busy, especially we're riding on a Saturday, so it's busier. So I think during the week, you might have an easier time, but it is a very nice trail. Okay, if you want some kind of refreshment or something on your ride, you're not going to get it on this trail. There's absolutely nothing. There are some things nearby that if you wanted to go off trail, you could ride to, but as far as the trail itself, there's nothing. If you want another trail that's kind of like this, but it's nicer because it's a loop trail, we're going to link one right here that's called Lake Galena Trail. It's about 6 miles long, so a little bit longer, but it's a loop. So you could actually go twice and get a longer ride. It's got one substantial hill, but you can do it.
It's a beautiful trail.
Yeah. We'll see you in that one or another one. God bless.